everybody, so welcome. This video is going to be all about the Sun Salutation, Surya Namaskar. So as many of you know, Sun Salutation is common throughout the yoga world. Every school of yoga has its own variation, and the one that I like to practice is one that my first teacher taught me. It comes from the Hatha yoga tradition. And I'm going to talk you through it really slowly to start off with. So the first round is going to be slowly so that we can look at variations in every pose for different conditions and for different ways you might be feeling on a particular day. So you've got lots of variation to choose from. Second round we'll go through a little bit quicker and you can find your own way. The transitions are just as important as the postures in any sequence in yoga. So mindfully move from pose to pose as you go. Have a drink of water with you, maybe light a candle. It's always nice to have a flame with you when you're practicing Sun Salutation, as the candle flame represents the power of Almighty Sun. So I like to always have one at the front of my mat, as I've got here my little ghee flame. So yeah, when you're ready, find your candle. You don't need any equipment for your Sun Salutation, so whenever you're ready, come towards the front of your mat, look down at your feet and place your feet hip width apart. That means in line with the hip joints. And then bring your hands by your sides and just shake out the body a little bit. So this video assumes that you know the postures that are within the Sun Salutation, and also that if you want, you can do a warm-up video before you do this video. So one of my other videos in the Everyday series, you can do one of those and then come to Sun Salutation if you want to warm up first. The cat just wants to come in, sorry about that. Cinnamon likes to join in our yoga classes whenever she can. Okay, so push your feet into the ground, connect with the earth, and roll your shoulders, tuck your tail and reach the crown of the head towards the sky. Take a few nice breaths in mountain pose before you begin. And then bring your hands into prayer position of the heart. Look down at your candle flame and just think how that represents the sun. So traditionally, this sequence is done in the morning as the sun is breaking over the horizon, and we greet the rising sun with gratitude for it rising on this day. So I like to open my hands like a blessing and make an offering to that flame, as if I'm saying thank you to the sun for rising on this day. And then reach the hands above the head and really reach here and have a little stretch here. So standing stretch to start off with. Pull your shoulder girdle away from your pelvic girdle so you create some space here in the lumbar spine. Bend the knees and then lean back, lifting out of the waist so you're not crunching into the lower back. And you can drop your arms wide, so you can bring your arms into this sort of shape as you look up, as if you're holding the sun, as if you're welcoming the sun as it rises over the horizon. Beautiful. And then palms together, reaching up above your head. And look forward and come back to that standing stretch again. Okay, now we're going to slide the hands down. So imagine as your palms have come together, you've captured some of that beautiful sunshine between your palms, and then offer the heels of your hands to the crown. Pour the sunlight into the crown of your head, and then bring the thumbs to the ground. Pour the sunlight into the higher mind, into the intellect of the brow chakra. Breathe in here. Then as you breathe out, bow to the earth. Come into a forward bend. And here there's a little half forward bend here, like a little lift. I like to slide my hands up onto my shins, push the knees back a little bit, flatten the back, pull in the core, tuck the chin. Imagine a stretch from the heels to the back of the legs up into the hips, and from the tailbone to the top of the neck, opening up the whole back chain of muscles on the back of the body, waking them up ready for our sequence. Inhale here, exhale, soften the knees and lower the body, tuck your chin and bow to the earth. And then from here, take your right leg behind you and drop the knee down. So runner pose is our next posture. So from here you might want to move in and out a little bit. If you haven't done any warm-ups, you might just want to ease into that. And there's 3 variations here. Runner pose like so, toes tucked under, foot flat. You can also toes tucked under or foot flat. You can also tuck your toes and lift the knee into a runner's lunge. Okay, and hold, feel the stretch. Next pose is plank or half plank. I'm going to show you both of those. So if I drop my right knee to the floor and bring my left knee back and bring my hands here and then just drop the hips, keeping my toes tucked. So I've got a straight line from my knees to the shoulders. That's a half plank. I've still got my core engaged. I'm still working my body a little bit, but it's not as strong as a full plank. If you want to do the full plank, then lift the knees and find that line from the ankle to the shoulder. So the hips aren't here and the hips aren't dropping here. You've got that straight line there. Knees down. So then the next posture in the Hatha tradition is called the caterpillar. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. A lot of people don't like it, but I'll show it to you. You take the tail towards the heels with the toes tucked under. And then I'm going to land my chest right here on the mat in front of my thumbs. Chin touches the ground. It's also called the 8-point pose in some traditions. Bum in the air. Okay. Then you flatten your feet and slide your legs down. And now we're ready for Cobra. Now the first time I do Sun Salutation, I would always, first of all, come up into a Sphinx here and wriggle into my lower back a little bit. In Sphinx pose, the elbows are directly below your shoulders, your lower arms are parallel, and we can spread the fingers, grip the mat, tuck the chin, and then reach the crown towards the sky and lift the head, the neck, the spine out of the waist to reduce the compression in the lower back. Try to relax the glutes and the legs, but if you're feeling a pinch in your lower back, engage your core, roll the heels in a little bit and just engage the legs a little bit to protect the lower back. Okay, and then here we can settle. Then inhale, elbows come out to the side. Exhale, roll down, forehead to the floor. Bring your hands either side of the ribs and push yourself up. Now, next posture in the sequence is downward facing dog. But I quite like to always do a little cat and cow here to warm up the spine. And also cat and cow is your alternative if you have high blood pressure, if you have a headache, a head cold, glaucoma. If you don't want to invert today, first 3 days of menstruation, not a good idea to invert the torso. So here you can roll up into cat and then drop the belly into cow. Inhale here, tuck your tail and exhale. Take your time and roll that beautiful spine. This is called spinal extension. So push your tail one way and reach the crown the other way. And this is flexion. Curl into a little ball, tuck your chin and tuck your tail. Another couple of rounds. And press your knees and your hands into the ground as you do this movement. So you really feel like you're grounding into the beautiful earth. Okay, now this posture or dog, if you find them really uncomfortable for your wrists, please feel free to drop down onto your elbows and do cat and cow on your elbows. Same for dog, you can come onto your elbows and do a variation that we call the dolphin. Okay, so from here, let's work on our dog posture. Tuck your toes, take your tailbone back towards your heels. So you're starting to stretch the spine here before downward facing dog. Engage your core and inhale, lift the knees, push the tail up and walk your feet a little bit wider. Ears by your upper arms. You can, if you haven't done any warm-ups, you can warm up the Achilles and the calf muscles here a little bit, swing from side to side. When you're ready to settle, ears by your upper arms, soft knees, push the tailbone up so your spine is stretching. Equal weight through the hands and the feet. And again, this variation is called the dolphin. Good for you if you don't like to rest on your wrists for too long. Take 3 cleansing breaths here, breathing in through the nose, through the mouth. Really nice to do that if you're doing this as your first practice of the day. It really kind of clears out all the air that's in the lungs, and so that you start the day with a fresh lot of air in the lungs. After downward facing dog or the cat, we come back into runner. I'm going to bring my right foot through. So remember that I took my right foot back to start off with. If I bring my right foot through here, then I've worked the runner on both sides, so that one round of Sun Salutation is adequate. You can do as many rounds as you want then. You don't have to do 2 rounds, you have to do a pair of rounds. Okay, so here again, runner, I'm going to ease in and out of that hip. I'm going to lift that back leg, so I really like this runner's lunge posture. Weight of the pelvis, stretching the front of the left hip. Now we're going to come back to mountain pose, but I like to put in a little scissor fold here. Lift the hips high, straighten the right leg, shift your weight back a little bit to get a nice leg stretch. And then it's much easier to jump that left foot forward to meet the right. Wiggle your feet so that they're hip width apart. Hang in a forward bend, bow to the earth. Take a breath here. The forward bend is part of the sequence. It's not a transition, it is a posture. And then we're going to press into the feet. Backs the hands come together, and imagine you're drawing a golden thread from the earth through your midline. Up, up, up towards the sun again. And then we do the standing stretch and then back into that beautiful open front body and gentle back bend with the knees bent and the waist open. Inhale, hands come together. Draw the sunlight into the crown. Draw the sunlight into the brow. Take a breath here. And then start to roll the body down, bowing to the beautiful earth. Tuck the chin. Slide the hands up the shins into that half forward bend. Push the knees away. Pull the belly in. Flatten the back. Breathe in. Look at your beautiful candle flame as you bow to the sun and bow to the earth. Slide your hands either side of the feet. Take your left foot behind you. Choose which of the variations of the runner that you like and hold. Breathe into it. Find the stretch. Next posture is plank. Think how you can mindfully and elegantly move yourself to half plank or full plank. Settle. If you don't like the caterpillar here, you can bend your elbows, drop the knees to the mat and just lower your body to the ground. Otherwise, knees down, take your tail to your heels, slide your chest to the floor, chin down, and take a breath here. And then flatten the feet to the floor and slide the legs back to lower the pelvis. And here, my hands are in the perfect position for Cobra. That's one of the reasons of doing that posture. It aligns you perfectly for Cobra. So I'm going to come up into Cobra. Please do Sphinx if you prefer the Sphinx. Pubic bone stays down on the ground. Elbows tucked in. I'm going to look at my candle flame. And then we lower nice and slowly to the ground. Forehead touches the floor in an act of reverence to the earth. And then my next posture is cat and cow or downward facing dog. So slide your hands a little bit towards your ribs. Push yourself up into all fours for cat and cow, or keep going back. And come into this swan stretch. Reaching and stretching the spine, ready for downward facing dog. Drop onto your elbows if you want to do that variation. Push yourself up, walk into your dog pose. Settle here for as many breaths as you like. If you're in cat and cow, roll through as many rounds as you like. And then the left foot is going to come through into runner. So from dog, you can lift yourself up and jump that foot through. Otherwise, bring your knees down and walk the foot around. Doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you are mindful in your transition. Let's come here into this runner on this side, or runner's lunge. Feel the hip opening. Lift the hips high when you're ready. Jump the right foot forward. Bow to the earth. Forward bend is part of the practice. Settle here. Soften the knees. Let the earth pull your back into a stretch. Wiggle your feet to hip width so that you're very stable, and then backs the hands together. Draw a golden thread up. Don't curl your spine like you're restacking a pile of bricks. Standing stretch. Let's go one more round to each side, and I'll simplify the instructions so you can find your own way. And a gentle backward bend. Capture the sunlight between your palms and pull the light into the crown of your head. Settle here. Wait for the out breath as you come forward. Look at your candle flame. We're bowing to the earth, then we're lifting up and stretching from the heels to the crown of the head, like a big capital L, upside down. And then lower. Hands slide either side of the feet. Right foot back. Choose runner or runner's lunge. Another posture you can do here is you can sweep up into a high lunge. Nice variation. And then the hands come back down. Now think about your transition for plank or half plank. Either lower to the ground or transition through caterpillar. Keep your upper body where it is and slide your feet behind you. Get ready for Sphinx or caterpillar. Not caterpillar, sorry, Cobra. Look at your candle flame. And lower. And as your forehead touches the floor, make a decision, cat and cow or dog. Think about your transition. As you come up, I like this swan stretch. You can come straight up into dog if you like, but it's a little bit strong on the lower back, so be careful with that. And let's get ready for cat, cow or dog. Or dolphin. Drop your elbows down for dolphin. Taking time in each posture to really feel each stretch, each strengthening, taking the time, not rushing the process. Okay, now we're going to bring the right foot through. And here we could do that high lunge. Slide the hands down. Find your runner's lunge again. You don't have to do the high lunge if you don't want to. And then lift the hips high. Get a good stretch through both the back of the legs. Jump the left foot through and let's go straight round to the other side. So we bow to the earth. Bow, bow, bow. Beautiful, beautiful earth. Then we draw a line through the midline. Up to standing stretch. Pause here. Reach. Create space in the lumbar spine. Bend the knees and then lift the chest. Open the arms wide. Gather the sunshine in between the palms of your hands and slide the hands down to the crown, to the brow, breathing in. Out breath. Bow to the earth. Tuck your chin, bow here. Slide the hands up into that little half forward fold. Take an in breath and bow to the earth once again. Slide your hands either side of the feet. And then think about runner's lunge. Drop your foot back. Find a position here. Another posture I like to put in here is a little twist. So if I put my left hand down onto the mat, then my right elbow can come up and I can open here, and I can also lift that knee to get the twist in the lunge. I really like that addition to the Sun Salutation. Bend the elbow, come back down, and let's go back into half plank or plank. Knees down, back into swan, caterpillar, slide the feet and the hips down to the ground and decide if you want to do Sphinx or Cobra. As you're coming down, drop your forehead to the floor, bow into the earth. Decide if you want to do cat and cow or dolphin or dog. So whichever of those is right for you in this moment, move into that one mindfully, gracefully, being aware of your transitions. And then jump the left foot through and find your runner here, and let's add the twist in here. So right hand to the floor, left knee's above the left ankle, the left hand travels past the left shin up into the air. Pull the right shoulder and the left knee together to create the twist. Lift the back knee for a stronger variation. Bend the left elbow and come down. Lift the hips high, just ease into that lovely scissor fold, leg stretch, and then jump the right foot forward to meet the left. And bow to the earth and the sun, and then slowly uncurl. Reach the hands above the crown, drop back into a beautiful embrace of the sun. Thank you for rising on this day. Palms together, pour the light through the crown. Pour the light into the brow and to the throat. Visualize the light pouring into your heart, into your solar plexus, down into the belly and down to the earth. Hands to the heart into Namaste. A nice way to finish your couple of rounds of Sun Salutation is to drop your belly onto the earth. So you can come to the back of your mat and come into crocodile. Hands make a little pillow for your head. Feet can go wide. Drop the toes out, heels in, kneecaps out. Forehead onto the hands. Slide the breath into the belly. Let the whole body drop. Make as much of your body make contact with the ground as possible as you melt your body onto the surface of the earth. Almost feel like you can feel the curvature of the earth beneath your body and you're hugging into it. Let your body come to rest. Let your heartbeat and your breath come back to normal. And you can stay in Makarasana for as long as you think feels right for you. I'm going to walk my feet together now and come up into child's pose briefly. Just pushing up and tucking the knees underneath and rounding the spine into a lovely child's pose. Here, bringing my hands to my feet. Hello, Cinnamon. And then uncurling nice and slowly. And if you've got time, if this is a morning practice and you've got time, then nice now just to sit with your flame for a couple of moments in meditation, hands together in prayer position. Or if it's the morning practice, palms up or Nyam Mudra. Close your eyes, nice tall spine. Even if you just sit for 3 breaths, really good to finish your practice like so. And if it's the start of the day, you can set an intention for your day. Visualize the day all working out beautifully, stretching out in front of you. Or you can write in your journal, or you can create a gratitude list, all the things you're truly grateful for in this moment. And then bring your hands together. Namaste, everybody. And namaste from Cinnamon.
Thank you for joining us.